It was the Earth 4.6 billion years ago, formed from cosmic debris. At birth, Earth was temperamental, wrapped in magma, with temperatures reaching 0 degrees, 4.5 billion years ago. The young Earth drifted among the stars and encountered Theia, quickly falling in love. However, this fateful encounter nearly obliterated Earth, but unexpectedly gave birth to the Moon, a symbol of their love. For billions of years after its death, the Moon remained by Earth's side. By 3.5 billion years ago, cyanobacteria in the ocean learned how to convert sunlight into food. Thus, the first photosynthesis on Earth was born, rapidly increasing oxygen levels in the ocean and atmosphere. Anaerobic organisms were gradually replaced. 540 million years ago, Earth witnessed the most crucial and mysterious turning point in life's history. The Cambrian explosion. A vast number of unprecedented plants and animals suddenly emerged, bringing Earth into a flourishing era. Yet, the cause of this explosion remains one of the greatest mysteries in evolutionary history, puzzling countless scientists to this day. By 440 million years ago, a powerful gamma ray burst struck Earth's surface, wiping out 85% of species. This was Earth's first mass extinction event, a forced reset. 375 million years ago, Tiktaalik successfully landed, becoming the first four-legged vertebrate. The feats of Tiktaalik and other lobe-finned fish paved the way for the most dominant group of land animals. Today's birds, beasts, and even humans originate from them. 350 million years ago, Earth's atmospheric oxygen level reached its highest point in history. The high concentration of oxygen led to unprecedented plant prosperity, and insects grew to enormous sizes. As a result, dragonflies the size of eagles emerged. 145 million years ago, the dinosaur era reached its peak, the well-known Cretaceous period. But 65 million years ago, a 10-kilometer-wide asteroid struck Earth, triggering the fifth mass extinction event. Dinosaurs, who had ruled Earth for 165 million years, were completely wiped out. In the millions of years that followed, smaller mammals gradually took center stage. As mammals, humans would emerge millions of years later, eventually reaching the top of Earth's biological hierarchy. However, the evolution of life continues. Will we witness the next great explosion of life, or another mass extinction? A four-legged fish was actually the ancestor of humans. One of them crawled onto land and gradually evolved into what we now recognize as humans. But how did fish evolve into humans? To understand this, we must go back 4 billion years, to a rainstorm that lasted 3 million years. During that rainstorm, the first life form emerged on Earth. Primitive true bacteria, this single ancestor, gave rise to all life on Earth today. After billions of years of evolution, it finally developed into the first complex organism, the water bug. 550 million years ago, this was humanity's earliest form. 30 million years later, Earth experienced the Cambrian explosion. In less than 1% of Earth's history, 90% of animal phyla emerged in the oceans. By 370 million years ago, our ancestors evolved into lobe-finned fish and developed jaws. Finally, they could hunt instead of merely surviving on debris. Yet, in the presence of 10-meter-long Dunkleosteus, they remained vulnerable. 5 million years later, a drop in ocean oxygen levels led to a massive extinction event. 75% of marine species disappeared, including all placoderms like Dunkleosteus. This forced our ancestors to leave the water, gradually evolving lungs. This adaptation allowed them to breathe both in water and on land. For over 100 million years, dinosaurs became Earth's new rulers. To survive, our ancestors had to remain in hiding. Then, 65 million years ago, a 10-kilometer-wide asteroid wiped out the dinosaur rulers. With dinosaurs gone, our ancestors finally emerged from the shadows and began to flourish. 55 million years ago, our ancestors evolved into primates, laying the foundation for human existence. 3.9 million years ago, Australopithecus emerged. Food scarcity forced them to live on the ground. 2.4 million years ago, Homo habilis appeared, the first human ancestor to use stone tools. This advancement accelerated human evolution. 200,000 years ago, Homo sapiens emerged. Unsatisfied with Africa, they began expanding across the globe. Over tens of thousands of years, their intelligence grew, and they developed primitive religious beliefs. Shared faith united them, allowing them to survive while other species perished. They gradually spread across Earth, eventually evolving into modern humans.